Hey everyone, welcome back. And in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Yokohama XATs. You know, I should have looked at the tire before I started this video, but it's been about 6 months. I forgot what they were called. It's Yokohama Geolander XATs. And if you follow my channel, you know I put these tires on my Tacoma about 6 months ago. And spoiler alert, I love them. If you're looking on YouTube to find somebody who hates these tires, I am not your man. I really love these tires. So I'll show you what the tires look like after 6 months. Obviously, we're driving in the Tacoma with the tires, so you get an idea of what it sounds like. But stay tuned, and I'll tell you my entire experience with these tires so far. So coming up on a light, this bounciness, I mean, you can see how bouncy it is. That's my suspension. I put these sumo springs and an additional leaf spring in the back of this truck, and it does exactly what I want it to do. When I pull my boat or I have my trailer attached, it doesn't sag at all. It's amazing. It doesn't sag. It looks exactly the same. The trade-off is it's a little bumpy, but whatever. It's a truck, and I really like it, so it's fine. Anyway, let's talk about these tires. So let me shut the AC off, and it's going to get hot in here quick. I'm going 50. Let's get it up to 60. They're silent. There's no humming. By the way, if your Tacoma makes this weird wind noise at around 70, check out my channel because I fixed that. You won't hear any wind noise. In fact, the fix I did with the gaskets around the doors actually makes the cabin quieter. All right, it's getting hot in here. Actually makes the cabin quieter than before. So it not only fixed that weird wind vibration, but just quieted everything down. Anyway, you can hear there's no hum from these tires. Zero. Some roads sound a little bit different than other roads, but for the most part, very, very little noise for as aggressive as the tire looks. They are the model, the extra weight model. I don't know exactly what the right words are for that, but load capacity, the load rating on the tires that I selected and the size that I selected only came at the time, I don't know about now, but at the time it only came in the heavier load capacity. So what does that mean? Well, that means it has a stiffer sidewall to handle extra load. I did that for two reasons. One, I didn't really care about the ride, and two, I didn't want the tire to sag at all. I really like the way that a 18-wheeler tire looks, or a truck tire, that it's very stiff at the road. It's very, taut, and I like that look. So I was chasing cosmetics, but the tire is definitely stiff. You can feel little bumps in the road that have nothing to do with the suspension because of the stiffness of the tire. The other thing, so if you like that, then that's something that's great. If you don't like that, then it just makes the ride a little bit stiffer. When you turn, it's very stiff. Like, you don't feel like there's any tire roll. And I never really experienced that until the old crappy tires that were on this. I bought this used, and whoever had it before me, or maybe the dealer threw on some brand of tire I've never even heard of. And when you would turn, it's just very spongy. It had this spongy feel. And these tires don't have that at all. Zero. You turn the front wheel and it turns, and there's no roll or any kind of weird feel. As far as the wear, really happy. I went up 2 tire sizes, and I called Yokohama, got it right this time, and I asked them, you know, what tire pressure should I put? I mean, it's not, you know, and Yokohama has this cool thing. You can send them your make, model, and gross vehicle weight, and factory tire size, and the tire size that you chose. They ask you for specific things. Their engineers will take your tire, the tire that you chose, and they will tell you the exact pressure that you should put in the tires. I think the door says 32 or 33. Yokohama said 36 on all four. And I've been running 36. The wear, first of all, you can't really even see any wear. It's perfectly even. So here's where I knew that it was going to stay perfectly even. The nubs wore off perfectly even. In fact, the nubs, you know, I have another car that I denubbed. I just haven't done that with these tires. You know, basically you sit there with a wire clipper and a pair of pliers and you pull the nub out a little bit and you snip it off. Some people care. I mean, I actually do care. I just haven't invested the time and energy in cutting them all off, because on these tires there's a ton of them. But anyway, the nubs that were on the tread surface have completely worn off evenly. I couldn't be happier. What else? They do pick up quite a bit of dirt, meaning if you're on a dirt road, the dirt just comes all the way up the sidewall. It gets coated in your wheel well. It's an aggressive tread, and they grab quite a bit of gravel and dirt and whatever, and you know it. I was duck hunting with my son, and we had to be there at 5:15 in the morning, I think, was the time. We were late. Anyway, it's about a 5 mile, maybe not quite 5, but it's some number of miles of dirt road, and this is no picnic road. I mean, it's got potholes, it's dirt, gravel, rock, and we were doing 70 with kayaks in the back, and nothing fell out, but the tires just handled the speed on it, 70 miles an hour on a dirt road, and it was like we were humming. You know, if you've ever been in a boat and you get that perfect speed and you're just kind of cruising right above the chop, that was what this was like. The suspension and the tires were just harmonizing with the road, and you got to this point where it just felt smooth, even though the road was rough, pretty rough. But that kicked up an incredible amount of dirt, more so than other tires that I've had. If you're used to mud tires or any kind of MT tread, then you know that. But I'd say there's 3 things, my 3 favorite things about these tires, and then I'll finally be back at the house, I bet, and I'll be able to show you them. But my 3 favorite things about these tires: number 1, the noise. I can't stand that humming off, you know, knobby tire rumble from, you know, other tires. I can't stand it. So with these, very, very quiet. In fact, they advertise that they're engineered to be quiet, and they were designed to be quiet, and they A+, they are friggin' quiet. The second thing I really like about them is the way they look. I think they are really aggressive looking. They've got that extra bead that comes around the rim, so it makes it look even fatter than it really is. I'll show you that in a minute. So the bead, the noise, or the aggressive look, the bead, the design of the tire, the low noise, and so far the wear. The wear is shockingly good. So those are my 3 favorite things. I just pulled in my driveway here. So those are my 3 favorite things about these tires. Let's jump out and I'll show you what they look like up close, and let's do that. All right, sun is at a pretty good angle here, so you can really see. You have a choice with these tires. You can mount this design out, or I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but way over there, that is the other design. It's kind of a pointy design, or a Aztec-y looking, I don't even know. I chose this side. You can pick. The bead I was talking about is right here. So this is like this rash guard that hangs over the rim by about 1/4 inch. It's quite a bit. It makes the tire look fatter, beefier, makes a rim sit in there nice. And then of course the tread. So this is those nubs I was telling you about. At some point I will pull every one of these off. Oh, look at that. All right, I know what I'm doing tonight. They're just coming right off. So I've actually done this when the tire is brand new, and it's a pain in the butt, but I guess if you wait a little while, they just pull right off. All right, here's the tread, and this is what I was trying to tell you, is, well, you're not gonna be able to see any of it anymore. Let's look at the front. Now I haven't rotated these or anything. I've got about 2,500 miles on them. It's been about 6 months. It still has the nubs in the tread. They are wearing completely 100% even, and they're hardly even wearing. You can't even tell. Here's the wear mark, or the wear ridge thing, way down there. Let's see if I can find one you can see a little better. Right there. I mean, they're amazing. They're the best tire that I have ever had. I mean, hands down. I will absolutely get them again. When Yokohama got rid of the Geolander, I was really pissed off. Well, actually, I guess they didn't get rid of it. They took the Geolander and they made it look like a sissy tire. And it's just not very aggressive. Then they came out with these XATs, which you know, more aggressive. And I was so happy when I found them. Now, I will mention that the guy who installed them said it took a lot of weight to balance them. And if you're a tire guy, I don't really know what that means. Maybe, you know, he seemed to indicate that he wasn't crazy about the tire because it took a lot of weight to balance them. However, I don't really care. That's the weight. And you know, it could have been the rim too that needed the weight to balance, but there's not enough good things that I can say about the tires. So if this video helps you make a buying decision, that's super great. Please hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. And please leave a comment if you have any experience with these. I'd love to hear about it. As always, thanks for watching.